between the two of you, at least as the film, it seems true that Majorie was much more at peace with this to some extent than you were. And then, of course, it happens, and you've been preparing, and we're all prepared because you have made it clear that this was a hard thing for you. So it happened, and I mean, did it work out? Was it as bad as you thought it would be?
No, you know, to a certain extent, you know, making these kinds of films, very, I wouldn't say manipulated, but they're written and created largely in the edit room. And I realized that, in a sense, I was playing a role of the dad who, you know, devastated, traumatized. The truth was, I was so glad to get rid of it. No, it was both. I mean, all parents, I think, know the flip side is freedom, you know, and there's certainly some upsides to it. But you know, I kind of wanted to show dads have feelings too. You know, it's like it's not just the mom's terrain to get all bent out of shape emotionally, and I felt that was important, and I realized even as I was shooting that year that was kind of my role, as well as, like, you know, the guy who like acknowledges that Father Time is catching up with him and is getting all bent out of shape about that as well. But you know, I see it as a film about many things. I mean, not just parenting, but you know, dealing with aging and marriage, and with the empty nest, and you know, I became increasingly aware of the differences in generations and attitudes towards fatherhood. You know, as exemplified by my own father, and then me, and then my stepson, and how different we all were, and how much increasingly more involved we are as fathers.
But Caroline's question is, how are you now?
Okay. We're good. We're good. I think. You know, how are we?
Today we're fine. We're in the light, right?
It was raining, so you know. Yeah.
I knew I was going to like this movie even if it was bad, because it's group therapy. You know, so it's this process of life that we all have to go through. But it was a lovely film. Thank you so much.
Oh.
It was brilliantly done, the piece and everything. So as we were sitting down, we're saying, gee, maybe we should brought the kids, the teenagers about to launch.
We tried.
But because this is so much like the pre-prom party, it's really for parents.
Yeah.
But some teenagers reacted to it.
Well, Lucy's friends like it a lot.
Especially the ones who were in it.
Yeah.
It looks so
you know, I don't know. Teenagers, I don't know. I mean, I think they'll be okay. You know, I don't think they'll be like bored to death with it. But I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't force them to see it.
Yeah, sure. No, we've had some parents and their teenagers come in, and some of the reactions have been really moved and had a sense that, wow, you know, I thought all the feelings were on my part about going away, and now I understand what it's like to my parents.
Right. What's interesting is that, you know, we've had, you know, certainly at festivals and as it's open theatrically, we've had a lot of, you know, 20 and 30-year-olds, you know, and who aren't parents see it, and I was really curious how they would react, but they seemed to really appreciate it in terms of seeing it through Lucy's eyes and what they went through themselves when they left home, which I didn't quite, you know that they would, and oftentimes we get the, you know, the comment that, God, I never thought of what my parents went through for a moment. You know, it was really eye-opening. So you know, that's good. Yeah, I'll get to everybody, but yeah, you have to.
You know, we have 3 daughters, and one of them's in college. And it occurred to me as I was listening to you guys talk about the camera and everything, I don't remember what my oldest daughter was like when she was a child. And we spent a lot of time with her. We were really close pals. But I don't think of her now as anything but the way she is now.
Right.
And I wonder if it's different if you're...
Well, for me, it's different because, you know, those images of her when she was young through the footage became my memories. You know, so I have very vivid memories of Lucy when she was young, but I would be this exact same way. I mean, particularly before she was like 7 or 8. They're changing so fast that it's just very hard, even with a photo, to remember what their voice was like and what their affect was like. So, you know, I mean, I don't encourage everybody to just go out and like do rugged, but
I encourage everyone to buy a flip camera.
yeah, you know, I mean, I think it's great to. I would encourage you to like interview them,
Yeah, I mean,
even when they're young. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun for her. It was fun for me, and you know, it became a kind of ritual over the years to do.
I think it was a gift that way because we have, our 3 daughters are 7, 14, and 20.
Yeah.
So every age you're showing in there, we're living right now. And we're kind of tired by number 5. And this is a good reminder that, I mean, we just kept seeing her up there. Like, if you need someone to stand in for your daughter, we have the 7-year-old version. She has the same affect.
Yeah.
And we don't want to forget, we got to hang on
Will
to
we
this.
sell the movie rights
Oh, yeah.
if they're looking for
Okay,
something?
yeah.
Yes.
I think the first child always makes a tremendous impact on us, and I suppose there's a similar impact, strong impact, when the first one leaves. What do you think would have happened had there been a younger one, and then you had to go through this process a second time? Do you think it would have been as difficult, or would it have been easier? Want to speculate about that?
Okay. That's a really good question.
Should we try and make another one?
Well, you know, I mean, I did get a sort of sneak preview with Josh, although he wasn't, you know, my own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
I certainly, you know, missed him when he left. But I don't know. You know, the only way I can answer that is I probably would have made a film. If it hadn't been my only child leaving, you know, there was something about that. Plus, Lucy and I were so close. I mean, I think honestly, it just depends on how your relationships with the individual children. But you know, again, it's almost it's a little hard to separate out how I really felt from how I feel in the film, because it was a very mixed experience. I mean, of course, I was missing Lucy, you know, or anticipating missing her. On the other hand, I was really very excited for her. You know, and I share, you know, and I couldn't really show that in the film, as, you know, I sort of emphasized the other part of it. But there was so much of both, you know, in my own feelings towards her leaving. But I don't know how it would have been with another.